After having an introduction to AC current, let us see what happens when we apply AC voltage to a resistor. Here you can see the image of famous scientist Nikola Tesla. He was, or he can be said, father of alternating current. Before him, people were extensively using DC currents, but the problem with DC currents is that DC current cannot be distributed more than half a kilometer from its generating point. And Edison was one of the proponent, that means he was favoring DC current, and Tesla was saying that we should use AC current because it can be transmitted much more easily. So learn about him. So he was a very famous scientist, and most of the modern technologies that we have today are working on his ideas. So AC voltage applied to a resistor. So again we have seen this symbol is symbol for AC current source, and again we know that potential difference, also called AC voltage, how do we give this? V is equal to Vm sin omega t. If you remember, how did we do this? X is equal to A sin omega t. So this was the wave. Similarly here, this Vm is the maximum voltage. Again this is amplitude, this is maximum voltage on either side. This V is changing with time, or we can write it as V of t. V of t. This voltage is changing with time as a function of sine wave, and this is maximum voltage. Here it is written Vm is the amplitude of the oscillating potential and omega is the angular frequency. Omega is the angular frequency. In India, you know what is the frequency? F of AC is equal to 50 Hertz. Then what is omega? 1F is equal to 2 pi omega. Okay. 1 Hertz frequency is equal to 2 pi radian. So how much F is equal to 50 Hertz in omega? Omega is equal to 2 pi into 50, that means 100 pi radian. So whenever we use omega, so we will use 100 pi radian. Frequency is 50 Hertz. Now let us see the figure, what we are doing. So now we are using, instead of DC voltage, we are using AC voltage. So this is our AC voltage, or we say potential difference. This is symbol of AC. Here epsilon is written, and this resistance R is connected with this potential generator or AC power generator. Now let us do some analysis on this circuit. This is very simple circuit. This resistor is connected to an AC source. This is called AC power generator or AC source. And how do we represent the AC source? Just by showing a battery symbol. So this is DC power source, this is AC power source. You see, it is generating a sinusoidal voltage, with maximum voltage Vm. Now this is our simple circuit. Let us use Kirchhoff's law. So from Kirchhoff's law, that Kirchhoff loop rule, that the potential difference across whole loop must be equal to 0. That we have learned, that the potential difference, suppose if we start at this point and we come back again at this point, so this potential difference must be 0. That we have learned in Kirchhoff's law. So that we are applying here. So how do we apply it here? So again let us see this figure. So this is our figure. This is AC source, so this is generating V of t or Vm sin omega t. Again this is equal to IR. Current flowing in the circuit is I. This resistance is R. So how do we get that? Potential difference Vm sin omega t minus IR, sorry, this is minus IR must be equal to 0. So this must be equal to IR. So this is the equation, first equation that we get. Vm sin omega t must be equal to IR. Since resistance is constant, resistance is not changing with this sinusoidal wave. So we can get the value of I is equal to Vm upon R sin omega t. If we know that this, what is the maximum voltage, this Vm, again see this Vm is constant. Why it is changing? Because of the sine wave. So Vm upon R. So again from V is equal to IR formula. So Vm upon R is equal to, let us say, I maximum current in the circuit. So our new equation is I is equal to Im sin omega t, because R is a constant. So same thing happening in voltage, same thing is happening in current. Voltage is a sinusoidal function, current is also a sinusoidal function, and we have chosen Im is equal to Vm upon R. So that is the how that is happening when we apply an AC voltage to a resistor. Current is also sinusoidal, and if we see, there is no change in function. Current is also sin omega t, voltage is also sin omega t. Now let us see it here. So what is the meaning of this? Though this value of maximum current depends on the resistance. Suppose Vm is equal to 2 volt. Okay, maximum voltage. R is equal to 2 ohm. So I maximum will be 1 ampere. If in case V maximum is 2 volt and this R is, let us say, 1 ohm. So in that case I maximum will be 2 ampere. So this I maximum value will depend on the resistance of the circuit. But one important thing is that both are with sin omega t. So voltage is also with sin omega t. Current is also with sin omega t. So both are sine, that means both wave will peak at same place, both wave will be 0 at same place, and again peak will same place, again 0 at same place. These type of waves for which maximum and minimum values are coinciding. So maximum, this is minimum, maximum, minimum, again maximum, minimum. I am saying this to be maximum because this is only the other side, but again it is a maximum value. So this is maximum value of voltage, this is maximum value of current, but they are coinciding at the same place. So these type of waves, so what we say, these waves are in phase. These waves are in phase because there is no phase difference. What is phase? Suppose we have two waves like this. Suppose first wave is going like this. Okay. Now second wave starts from this place. So this difference is called phase. This phi difference, additional difference, is called phase. But since these waves don't have any additional difference, these waves are called in phase wave, or we simply say current and voltage are in phase. So this equation, what we have seen, this is Ohm's law. As we have seen, this is Ohm's law for resistors. Now one important thing about resistors is that Ohm's law works equally well for both AC and DC voltages. So there can be three types of components in a circuit. Three types of components: a C capacitance, R resistance, and inductance L. These can be three components that can be there in a circuit. Ohm's law is equally valid for a resistance, only a resistance. When we put resistance with DC or AC circuit, this will not make any change to Ohm's law. But right now we have not considered capacitance or inductance. There can be three components: capacitance, resistance, and inductance, or mixture of any two, or there can be any one of them. So here we have considered only resistance, and we have found that Ohm's law will remain same as we have found in case of DC currents. for the AC current. Ohm's law will not change for AC currents. So the voltage across a pure resistor and the current through it given by equations 7.1 and 7.2 are plotted as function of time here. Okay, so we have plotted here. Note in particular that both V and I reach 0, that means minimum and maximum values at the same time. That we have seen that maxima and minimum value are at the same time. So the voltage and current are in phase with each other. That's why this case where voltage and current both peak at the same time are called in phase, and this is true for resistances only. We will see this is not true for capacitance and inductances. So here we see that the applied voltage, the current varies sinusoidally and has corresponding positive and negative values for each cycle. Thus the sum of instantaneous current values over one complete cycle is 0. So this is very important. This is positive current, this is negative current. So average current in the circuit is 0. This positive and this is negative, again positive and this is negative. So average current in the circuit is 0, but power consumed will not be 0. Why? Because power is not simply I, but power is I square R. So even though average current in the circuit is 0, power consumed is not 0.